Just before Christmas she developed a friendship with a male work colleague. She told me about him, and that she enjoyed his company. He would be there at their Christmas party, and that they were talking together all evening. At this point she gave me a lot more attention and mentioned that she was doing it as she wanted to reassure me it was nothing more than friendship. Fast forward to around February this year, and on a Friday I am in work and something is niggling in my mind. I decide to use the Find My iPhone app and lo and behold she's in a location that is not her work. I call her and question her, but not directly, asking her if she's working away at her desk for example, to which she replies that she is. I then called her out on it an hour later and a big row erupted, telling me my phone is wrong. She was there but not for the period of time that my phone was starting. It somehow preempted her location apparently. I want things to work as she is the only woman I have properly loved, so we talk, and I agree that I might have overreacted. Fast forward again to mid-June, she tells me that she's going out with her friends to watch a film we've already seen. That evening I get a phone call from my sister. She has a bit bust up with my wife as she was 2 rows ahead of her in a different cinema to where she stated she would be with another man. My sister knows it's the same man as previously as I spoke to her about the previous situation. When I challenged my wife on it she told me they are just friends and she lied as she didn't want to hurt my feelings, knowing I have problems with them spending time because they lie about it. One of the things that really hurt me there is that they went to watch a film we had booked to see 2 days later. Now last Thursday I get a text off my sister asking if my wife was wearing a particular outfit that day. I confirmed what she was wearing and I then get a text back mentioning that she had been seen in the open all over kissing and hugging another man. I question my sister, and she confirms that my wife had left in a car that matches the car my wife drives. The person that said they saw her and text my sister was prompted by my sister to look up someone on Facebook, and she confirms it's the same man she saw my wife with at the cinema a few weeks earlier. I question my wife and she lies and tells me she was somewhere else with him, and her friends can confirm it. I moved into another room that evening, and eventually left home on Saturday. Now today I have left her, but having to deal with the divorce and eventual sale of the house we bought a mere 15 months ago as well as a holiday to Florida we had planned in October that I am now not going to. I am upset as she has 2 children that I helped raise and spent a lot of time and effort with for 6 years, and I am forced to up and leave through betrayal. I'm in a dark place but thankfully friends and family have supported me. I feel a little better just getting this out. Someone please tell me I am not simply overreacting. I feel relationships are based on trust, and the fact that she has suddenly got her phone permanently attached to her and refusing to show my text exchanges between them coupled with the events above, the trust has been decimated. We have reached the end of the story. Let's listen to some of the comments by our Reddit listeners. Comment 1. Were you by chance watching her kids when she was at the movies? She's going to get a major wake-up call when her teenage romance can't sustain the pressure of 2 children for whom she no longer has a built-in babysitter. You deserve much better. OP reply. I was indeed. I have been the main caregiver of those children over the years, and that's what pains me a lot about the whole situation. I told her previously that to cheat on me is to make the children a victim of a situation that is not their fault, and it's morally wrong. Comment 2. Sometime from now, who knows how long, you will look back on this and wonder why you waited to leave. Life is so much easier when you have adults in your life that have character and integrity. As someone who has been lied to in a relationship, you can find yourself wondering why? Why would this person put so much effort into lying and sneaking around? Don't waste your time wondering. There is no answer, friend. They are liars. Best to get away from them and let them live their shady lives. Found wife's hidden diary with all her affair adventures details, and now she's shocked. My wife and I started getting with each other just over 10 years ago, started officially dating 9 years ago, engaged 3 years ago, married last year, and have our first baby on the way next year, which I'm so excited about. Since the baby is on the way, I've been cleaning out the spare bedroom in my free time, boxing things up to put them in the attic or throwing things away. So a few nights ago I'm cleaning out the closet, and I come across this little box. It's mostly pictures my wife has taken over the years, maps from the places we traveled, and a little book. I opened the book to see what was in it, and immediately felt my stomach drop. The book was a diary my wife kept about her backpacking trip she went on with her friend during the period at the beginning of our relationship when we were hooking up, but not officially dating. The page I opened detailed a sexual experience she had. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't put the diary down. I had to read it cover to cover. I knew every story in the diary, where she went, what she did, even the parts about the two guys she made out with in clubs. She had told me about that stuff in the past, and I was okay with it. I still am okay with it. But the part that is eating me up inside is this guy that she slept with. According to the diary they had been talking about before she left for the trip, it didn't detail how they began talking, but it was clear it was the first time they met. He lived in a town in Spain that she studied abroad in a few years prior. When she arrived in the town they immediately slept together, her saying that it was awkward because she had been sleeping with me for 6 months prior. They hung out for the next 2 days, sleeping together again before she departed to her next destination. She talked about in the diary that he wasn't the perfect man she thought he was, and the experience being with him left a lot to be desired. That was all in the diary, and I wish the story just ended there. I'd be okay with that, but fast forward 5 years, my wife and I went on a trip to Spain, and she wanted to visit the town she studied abroad in again. When we arrived we met up with the guy. She said they met while she was studying there, and he took us around town for the day, bought us dinner, took us to the bar his friends owned. It was a very nice time. He was a nice guy, but this is the part that bothers me, this is the part that I feel like I was deceived. She had to go back to this town and see this guy again. Was it completely platonic? Did she want to see if he changed? My mind is going everywhere. Did he sneak a feel or did they steal a kiss when I wasn't looking? Does she still have any feelings for this guy? Now, very coincidentally, last night she showed me an Instagram post from this guy to show me it's snowing in that town in Spain. I know it meant nothing, but it has really pushed me over the top knowing that she still has a window into this guy's life, lied to me about their relationship, etc. So, I don't know what to do. All this was so long ago, and we have a baby on the way, but this is eating me up inside. Am I reading too much into all of this? What could her side of the story possibly be to put me more at ease? Should I bring it? How would I even bring it up? There's no good time. She's pregnant, that'll totally stress her out. Ugh, hey hi. Sorry, I just need to post all this to vent. We have reached the end of the story. Let's listen to some of the comments by our Reddit listeners. Comment 1. Remove your last paragraph. Show her this post. Maybe clean up the language a bit. That will tell her all she needs to know about your feelings. Or maybe ask her, did she ever have sex with this guy that she seems infatuated by? I mean, she studied there, backpacked there, vacationed there, and she showed you pics of him. Ask her if they had a relationship. 6 months into ducking someone. If you two aren't exclusive, then that needs to be explicitly said, because any reasonable person would feel awkward cheating on the person they've been dating for 6 months. Comment 2. I'm not here to debate what's cheating, what's not, etc. I'm just gonna talk about facts and options. Facts. She lied about how / when they met, she still talks if you guys met up with him. Options. 1. Simple, hey, I found this while cleaning, what's all this stuff about, insert name. Wonder for the rest of your life / until you can't take it anymore and leave. Read Reddit comments of people arguing if it's cheating or not. Comment 3. I think the comments are reaching. If she wanted to be with him she would. They were hooking up, not officially dating. That's not cheating. Also, we are adults, you can be friends with someone who you've slept with in the past. I'm friends with people on social media I've had sex with. GF confessed in her own cheating, then cried like a goat after my reaction cause it was just a test. I, 22M, am confused about who my ex was. So I guess by posting here based on the experiences of other people I can get an idea on who the person was. This place feels like home, and I guess a lot of you could relate how I was experiencing everything. I am a shy person and I find it difficult to quickly open up to people. I trust some people easily, and I have had experiences where I had to go through difficult situations because of that. For the past few months I have been grilling myself over my ex. How I lost a good woman, how I missed out on so many cute little moments, and how I could have made her happy. I just want to describe my ex here to understand what the hell was actually happening. I met her, 22F, during high school, and I immediately fell in love. She had a sort of mystery about her. We talked in person only a few times, and the rest of the conversations happened via text. The relationship was one-sided for almost 1.5 years. She didn't want to make the relationship public, and I was always a bit shy to make the first steps. I waited for her permission or consent to get anything rolling. I didn't know what to talk about. Should I hug her or not? There were a lot of times I wanted to meet her, but either she shot me down or things didn't come together. There were points where I waited for her to start a conversation or do something, but she just seemed avoidant, and I felt really sad. I believed it was because she was shy and didn't want to embarrass herself in front of her friends. I accepted that. Soon I left for college, and she took a gap year for medical entrance. Things went well. She could only use the phone for 1 hour a day, and sometimes I went to meet her. At some point we started having phone sex, and we loved it. We used to watch porn together. But she always made it like I made her do the things, and she was just in it for me. She didn't crack medical exams, and she started going for a degree in our hometown. I was in engineering, and I was struggling AF. College was hard. My brother got diagnosed with bipolar. So things at home weren't going well. We started struggling financially. I hated college. Couldn't find a purpose, tried volunteering in some communities, and may have started overworking there because I saw it as my only escape route. She wanted more time from me. She always wanted me to call her. If I didn't pick up the phone, she immediately assumed that I was ignoring her. She will send a lot of messages, but would soon delete it before I could read it with a steady head and reply. I was going through a tough time, and I made a mistake of not completely opening up to her. But she still wanted me to live in her fantasy world. I initiated a break a few times, but I didn't want to make her sad, and we went back into the same cycle. Sometimes I would tell her that we might be heading in 2 different directions. I promised to marry her during the initial phases of our romance, but 2 years into college, I was confused about everything, and when I shared this doubt, she used to tell me that I cheated her, and I was not to be trusted, and all this hurted like hell. I only wanted her to take some initiative and drive the relationship forward. We took many breaks, but I was not ready for major promises like marriage and kids at that time, age, and environment. I opened up that I might not be what she is looking for, and then she made me feel like I was throwing her away, cheating her, and things like that. That only made me close up even more. I didn't want to hurt her. I strongly felt like she didn't accept my flaws and wanted me to only play a role in her fantasy. She called me one day and cried that she only wanted me to marry her and have a baby with her. That scared the crap out of the 21-year-old me. During this time she wanted to meet me and wanted me to make all the plans, and I was puzzled as hell, not just because of her, but with my whole life. She even called me to have sex, but I was confused about my feelings for her and didn't want to leave her with an emotional scar. Last year in February she texted me that her best friend in college proposed to her and asked me what she should say. I thought she was kidding and told her to say yes. I have met this person and another one of her friends earlier on an occasion, and I didn't feel a good vibe with them. A week into the lockdown, I started relaxing and tried to contact her again. She told me that she is in a new relationship. I thought she was joking, but something was really cold. It finally hurt my ego, and I blocked her. All this happened via text. I also thought that she was better off with someone else than me and didn't want her to drag her back in. I realized that I couldn't express the intimacy I had for someone. Lockdown made me work on myself. I understood some of my anxiety issues and discovered that maybe I was going through a mild depression and survival mode through my college. I didn't enjoy anything much during college, and I was mostly sleepy and had no energy. She used to blame me for that too. Last January I apologized to her if she ever felt like I hurt her. June 2021, I called her. She told me that she was only testing me when she told me she was in a new relationship and only got into the relationship after 4 months. She waited for me, and since I didn't call, she thought I didn't care. She told me that she thought I needed a therapist or counseling back then, but since I didn't go to meet her, she didn't take the initiative. That hurt me too. That shattered my whole reality. I didn't know what to do. I always thought it was my mistake that I didn't know how to express my love. I felt bad for initiating the phone's ex, and I felt bad for expressing my feelings. She told me that she didn't have a single happy moment, and she was comfortable and happy in her new relationship, that I always worked and ignored and didn't call her every day. She felt like I was using her. When I finally opened up to a close friend of hers, she told me that my ex didn't discuss anything about the relationship with them. She always closed the details about me. But she introduced her new BF to everyone in her circle. It made me feel worthless. It makes me sad that I worked for my career and didn't focus enough on her. That I lost a good woman. That I didn't have the guts to take action at the right moment. That I couldn't really ever open up to another person. Did I take her for granted? Was she always testing me? If she was not happy, then why didn't she try to do something and always left everything up to me? Who was she? I posted this 3 months ago. She has contacted me back a few times to clarify things on her part. She admits that what she did was an immature move and she still has feelings for me, but a relationship is not possible. Still, she flirts and I reciprocate. I asked her intentions and she told me she was just being casual, and because she was sure that we could never again be in a relationship. She is still committed to the other person and she tells me that she is happy. She talks about her problems and troubles, and I feel confused. It's like I still have feelings for her, but I just don't trust her words because of my previous experience. I can't understand what her aim is or what to do. I told her that she didn't make any effort in our relationship. She didn't like that. She told me she always wanted to do many things but simply just couldn't. I don't know how to respond or what to say. I like the conversations, it is like someone is there for me. We have reached the end of the story. Let's listen to some of the comments by our Reddit listeners. Comment 1. She was young and was seeking attention where she could get it at her convenience. She played mind games with you consistently, and then would gaslight you about other things. You dodged a bullet and are not missing out on anything. She did not take your relationship seriously and did not see you going anywhere if she gave you a 1-hour window of her attention during the day, and would not let anyone know of your existence or relationship. Don't be hard on yourself because that's what she wants you to do. She wants you to take the blame for everything and feel bad for what she did. Comment 2. Do you want to actually get back together with her? You want to keep hashing over your previous relationship over and over with your ex? To what end? I think a better use of your time would be to focus on something that you can improve on as a person, and work on that with people that are not your ex, and focus on hobbies and work and projects that don't involve mulling over your ex.